What is up, guys? Welcome back to Mainly Movies, the channel where we talk about, well, mainly movies. So today in this video I'm going to be showcasing my complete Criterion Collection. Now if you don't know what the Criterion Collection is, it's basically a publishing company, or a company that restores old films and kind of puts them in a 2K restoration. I think they might be doing 4K. They have DVDs as well, just old movies that have been forgotten in time, or just underrated movies, or just movies, whatever movies they can get their hands on. It's always interesting to see what movies are in the Criterion. They've just released their October, it's their October releases. So in the description I'll have a link to their website where you can get their movies from. I get mine from Zavvi, although I'm going to start getting them from Criterion, the Criterion website, simply because I can watch Region A movies now because I got a Region 3 Blu-ray player. Zavvi only do the Region B ones, so that's why I've been getting them, and all these are from Zavvi. So yeah, except one is from Amazon AU. So yeah, link to Zavvi will be in the description as well. Anyway, let's get right into it because I have a couple here and I only have a 20-minute limit on my camera. So let's get right into it. So the first movie we have, which is Spine number 70, is The Last Temptation of Christ, which is directed by Martin Scorsese, starring Willem Dafoe as Jesus. It's kind of weird saying that, Willem Dafoe as Jesus. But the Criterions come with booklets and little things about the movie. One of the movies I got comes with cool little, I mean they all come with cool little things, but one of them I have actually comes with something that was really cool. But anyway, yeah, this movie was good. I liked it. It has a very dark ending, and that's probably the ending that, that's probably the reason why a lot of people, this was so controversial back in the day. It came out in 1988, but I thought that this movie was really good. It's not my favorite Scorsese, but I really like it, and I like having it in the Criterion, so yeah. Next movie is the only DVD that I have. It was actually the very first one that I got it given to me. It's Spine number 253, and that is John Cassavetes' A Woman Under the Influence. Now this film is, you know, I bought all these Blu-rays, all these regular Blu-rays of all these movies, but this was the one film that I watched that actually made me want to become a filmmaker, that made me have the idea of becoming a filmmaker. This movie is almost just a film school right here. I know Barry Jenkins said that in his review, and in his closet picks on the Criterion Criterion YouTube channel. But I totally 100% agree with him, because this film is a film school. John Cassavetes is one of those directors that's just so influential that, yeah, it's just an amazing film. And if you haven't seen this, definitely watch it. It's the only Cassavetes film I've watched. I still want to watch Faces, The Husbands, and Killing of a Chinese Bookie. All those films I want to watch, but this was the one that I watched, and I'm glad this is the first one I watched. It has some of the best performances I've seen ever in film, and that's A Woman Under the Influence. Now next up, this is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's directed by Sidney Lumet. It's Spine number 591, and that is 12 Angry Men. This movie is just incredible. I mean, the way it's shot, just the dialogue, the intensity of the movie. It has this raw intensity, but the movie is not. It doesn't have action. It doesn't have fight scenes or anything. It's just about a jury who are determining whether they should kill this kid, well, basically whether they should give the kid the electric chair. And everybody says yes except Henry Fonda's character. And this is the movie that made me really like Henry Fonda. If you haven't watched 12 Angry Men, this is probably the quintessential Criterion I recommend. Next film we have is another great film, great movie in cinema history, and that is On the Waterfront. Beautiful film. This one comes in a box. It comes with a nice little booklet and 2 discs. So here's the booklet here and the 2 discs. Criterions are really good with their supplements that they give you. You know, I'm proud to have owned this movie and all the movies that I've got, because they're the movies that really speak to me and that have introduced me to cinema, basically. And this, sorry, is Spine number 647. Next film is directed by a director that I find very fascinating, and that is Terrence Malick. This is Spine number 651, and this is Badlands, starring Martin Sheen and Sissy Spacek. This is a very unique film. This is really good. It's just beautiful. And I remember seeing somebody comment or somebody saying that Terrence Malick films are just like, they're not really, there's no real story to them. They're more of memories of these characters. And this film and another one that I have in this collection are great examples of that. They're just kind of memories. I watched The Thin Red Line. The Thin Red Line has more of a linear story, but yeah, these films have a lot more of like the memory kind of feel, that feel that we're just watching these people's memories, which is great. The next film is the one that I'm talking about that had the cool supplements, and this is Spine number 821. This is Stanley Kubrick's Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. This is a funny movie. It's great. It comes in like a slip case, but the supplements that I was talking about is it comes with this nice little top secret file, and inside it comes with all this cool little stuff. I'll quickly show it to you. But the one thing that I really like, it comes with all this like propaganda sort of stuff. But the one thing that I really like, that this is one of them. It comes with like a Playboy magazine sort of thing, like a top secret file, which is pretty cool. But the one thing I really like, which I can't get out, here we go, is the Holy Bible in Russian phrases. It's this little kind of booklet here, and it's tiny to read, but if you read it, it just talks about the restoration of the film. I'll quickly put all these back. I absolutely love this film. It's great. The next film I have is Spine number 843, and it's from one of my favorite directors of all time, and that is Paul Thomas Anderson, and this is Punch Drunk Love. This is not my favorite Paul Thomas Anderson film. My favorite Paul Thomas Anderson film would be Magnolia. That film is absolutely incredible. I love it. It's great. But this film is up there. It's still one of my favorites. I had to get this movie because, I mean, I love it, and I love Paul Thomas Anderson, and this is just a really cool film. And I think this was the second Criterion I wanted to get. This was one that I wanted to get first, but I was like, no, I have to get 12 Angry Men first. But this was the second one that I got, and I really did enjoy Punch Drunk Love. Then the next movie I have is three movies basically, and they are Spine number 859, 858, and 857. Well, 857, 858, 859, sorry. And that is the Before trilogy. Now, if you haven't heard of these movies, where have you been, basically? But basically, these movies are beautiful. They're beautiful. It's a beautiful romance film. They're basically about people who fell in love overnight. They just met. They're both lost in a city, and they just kind of walk around and talk for the whole movie, and it's beautiful. It's done really well. I love the artwork of each cover. They're really good. So it's before sunrise, before sunset, and before midnight. And yeah, another thing I really like about these movies is because I think there's like a 9 or 10 year gap between the first and second movie, that time has changed, and I like the way that they dealt with that. They dealt with the fact that time had changed. I think it was only 5 years or something, 5 or 6 years between the second and the third movie, so there wasn't that much of a massive time gap, but I still really like it, and I've heard that they wanted to make more, so please do, because I mean, I love those movies. I love those characters, I love the writing, and yeah, and I almost feel like I'm a part of the characters' lives watching that movie. Anyway, the next film is Spine number 888. It's the only movie I haven't seen yet. It's a movie that I have to get on to watching very soon, and that is Andrei Tarkovsky's Stalker. I really like the look of this movie. I can't really say much because I haven't actually seen it. I'm very interested in the way that Tarkovsky's movies look. I've only seen images and stills of his movies, and they look beautiful, and I'm really looking forward to watching this film. The next film in my collection is Spine number 909, and that is Night of the Living Dead. This was another film that I wanted to get first up. I couldn't. This one comes with a nice little poster of the girl. I'm not going to pull it out because of the whole time. Anyway, this is George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead. It's really good. This is a movie that actually has, it still creeps me out today, you know, the shots where they look out the window and you see the zombies, and every time they look out the window they're just closer and closer, and those shots freak me the hell out. Like, it's just creepy. It's just this nighttime shot, this very dim lighting of people, just of the zombies just walking towards the house. it's just terrifying, and it still terrifies me to this day. The next film was A Blind Buy, 941, and it's the movie Smithereens. It's not my favorite movie out of this collection. It's probably my least favorite, actually, to be honest. It wasn't overly that great. It was just kind of a girl walking around, and it wasn't a very likable character in my opinion. But I mean, I can still appreciate it. It's kind of like a DIY film, and it has that nice gritty New York feel that I did like. And I mean, the atmosphere of the film is better than the film itself, I feel like, in my opinion. But I still really like it. I guess it's a brilliant film, but I'll probably have to watch it again to get more of a feeling. But the first viewing, I just really like the atmosphere more. Alright, sorry about that. I had to just quickly stop it so I have more time. Anyway, the next film that we're going to be talking about is Spine number 942. It's another Terrence Malick film, and that's The Tree of Life. Now, I haven't watched the extended version. I only watched the theatrical version. But this film is definitely the example of his movies being memories. This movie is pretty much just a memory. You know, there's a whole 20-minute scene where you see the Big Bang happen, and I mean, it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. The special effects are out of this world. I mean, but just the shots as well are absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's really good, and Brad Pitt's performance in the film is amazing. His asshole dad is just amazing. That performance is really good. But this was the only film that as soon as I finished watching it, I had to pick up the booklet and actually start reading the booklet to understand a bit more about the film, because that's the way I wanted to do it. Because I knew that on the first viewing I wasn't going to understand this film that much, and I didn't, but I kind of have a bit more of a grasp of what the movie's about and what the whole thing about nature is with this film just by reading that little booklet. So, and we're down to the last film, which is a film that I haven't unwrapped, but is a film that I have seen because it was on Netflix. This doesn't actually have a spine number for me. It does on the regular Criterions. I had to get this one because this was the only Criterion that I could get from JB Hi-Fi, which is my local, where I get my regular Blu-rays from. I was shocked when they announced this, and that's Alfonso Cuarón's Roma, which, believe it or not, was my very first review on this channel. And I thought I had to just get this movie because not only just that, but I love this film. It's beautiful. I haven't watched the Criterion. I don't even know if this comes with anything, but it is the Criterion. I don't like the way that they cut off the Criterion Collection with the Australian rating, but because it's the only Australian Criterion, I had to get it. Eventually I might get just the regular one so I actually have the specific spine number. But I love Roma. It's a beautiful film. I've watched it multiple times on Netflix, but when they released this, I had to get it. Anyway, guys, that's my complete Criterion collection. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. So stay tuned, and I'll see you guys next time.